Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the national anthem.
Please join me for a moment of silence, followed by the invocation. Let us pray. Dear Lord, we gather here today before you to celebrate this momentous occasion. Thank you for this day of celebration, the journey that it took for each of us to get here, and for the blessings that you have brought into our lives. We thank you for the people who have guided and supported us, our parents, families, teachers, and friends. We would not have made it here without their love and encouragement. We are grateful for all the lessons they have taught us and the growth we experienced along the way. Lord, as we prepare to step into a new chapter, we ask for your guidance. May our prayers be filled with wisdom, compassion, and a spirit of service. Grant us the strength to overcome challenges, the courage to pursue our dreams, and the grace to make a positive impact on the world. May we always remember the lessons and values instilled in us, Almighty God. Bless each graduate today, here and the people who are celebrating alongside us today. In your name we pray, amen. You may be seated.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight to celebrate the graduating class of 2025. Graduating high school is an achievement in itself, but graduating high school with college credits and an associate's degree is an achievement beyond praise. Since day one of our time here in Success Class with Ms. White, we have been prepared to thrive and succeed in all aspects of life. We will carry this knowledge and confidence with us as we go our separate ways and begin our lives. As surreal as it is, today marks the end of our time here together. I will forever carry the memories from this school with me and be grateful for all the amazing friends I have because of it. We all accepted the offer back in 8th grade to come to this school, and I can happily say that I think we all made the right decision to come here. This school has brought us together to build a strong foundation for our future so that we may do great things. Thank you again for everyone joining us tonight. To friends and family, we couldn't have done it without your support. And congratulations to the graduating Firebird class of 2025. Thank you.
Good evening. Welcome, families, friends, President Smith, Superintendent Cole, our honored guests from Brunswick County Schools, and our board members. Thank you so much. Also, I want to welcome any distinguished alumni, our staff members, and especially you, the Brunswick County Early College Class of 2025. It's a true honor to stand before you tonight as we celebrate your achievements. This moment is especially meaningful to me because many of you began this journey in the fall of 2020, the same year I became the principal of Brunswick County Early College High School. We started together in a time of global uncertainty. You were coming out of remote learning, unsure of what was next, and yet you showed up with questions, curiosity, and built resilience. Over these 5 years, or 4 years in some cases, you have grown into scholars, leaders, and remarkable young adults. At Early College, we focus on the 5 R's: rigor, relevance, relationships, respect, and responsibility. You didn't just learn about these things, you lived them after a year or two. You embraced rigor, taking on college-level work with determination. You found relevance in connecting your studies to your goals and your passions. You built real relationships with teachers, peers, and mentors, creating a community where every voice mattered. You showed respect not only for others, but for the process of learning. And you took responsibility for your future, your time, and your choices. Along the way, you built a toolbox that isn't listed on any transcript. You've learned to stay positive, to lift others up, and to unite rather than divide. You've practiced building bridges, finding common ground, and listening, not just to reply, but to understand. You've chosen to lead with strength, empathy, and the belief that progress is possible when we stand together. That's real leadership. This year's theme, you only have to hear it a few more times, aren't you glad? Embrace, engage, and elevate. That's been your path this year. You embrace change, from pandemic challenges to new expectations and opportunities. You engaged in learning, not for the grade, but for the growth. And now you're ready to elevate, ready to rise and apply everything you've learned with courage, grit, and compassion. And after all, you're firebirds, right? That's what you do. You rise, you transform, and you endure. So here's my challenge to you, graduates. Don't fear the future. Lean into discomfort. They've told you that a million times. Embrace what's new. Use tools, figure them out like AI, to amplify your creativity, to solve real problems, and to build a better tomorrow. I recently watched a story about a symphony conductor in Ohio who was about to step down due to his Parkinson's disease. But after receiving deep brain stimulation, he regained enough movement to again lead his orchestra. You guys, that's not just medicine. That's real hope. And that's the kind of future you're stepping into. So don't be afraid. Stay curious like you came in. Graduates, you are not the same people who walked through our doors 4 or 5 years ago. You are definitely stronger, wiser, kinder, braver, and you're ready. Be extraordinary. Carry what you've learned with you. You came to us in a time of uncertainty, but through resilience, courage, and the power of community, you transformed challenge into triumph. You embraced change, engaged with purpose, and now you are ready to elevate the world around you. So lead with empathy, rise with integrity, and never forget the strength you carry inside you. And always remember, once a firebird, always a firebird. Congratulations, class of 2025. We're proud of you, we love you, and we can't wait to see what you do next. God bless you. And now for the real treat. I want to invite our student speakers to the stage, Miss Emmy Russ and Mr. Kyler Terry.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to try to keep this relatively short, but if you know me, or God forbid have had to grade my essays, you know that brevity is not my strong suit. One of the first things that I learned at the early college was the importance of a planner. Since then, a planner has become so integral to my everyday life that a few weeks ago, one of my friends joked that if he wanted something done, he just had to write it in my planner. As much as I would love to say that this is entirely true, there was one thing recently that I continuously had to erase and move to the next day on my planner. It was writing this speech. There was so much that I wanted to say, and every time I sat down to write it, I just felt like I didn't have the words. I wanted the perfect speech and didn't want to write it until I had the perfect idea and could get it all out at once. When I realized this was my mindset, I was brought back to my freshman year at the early college. At the time, I equated anything less than perfection to failure in all aspects of my life. If I couldn't get 100% on every test, I had failed. If I couldn't get 100% of my peers to like me, I had failed. If I ever had to ask for help, then I had failed. And every small mistake was the end of the world. Needless to say, I felt like my world ended about 10 times a day. This dramatic worldview wasn't very good for my mental health, and I was left unsatisfied in everything that I did. However, I began to notice something about the people at the early college. No one expected me to be perfect. My teachers weren't concerned about 100s on every assignment. They wanted me to learn. The constant encouragement from my instructors, even if it was just a small good job written on my papers, lifted my spirits and built my confidence bit by bit. They complimented my hard work, not caring if it had resulted in perfection every single time. My peers didn't mind if I was a bit awkward, and they didn't judge me for my small mistakes. As I made friends, I realized I didn't need everyone to love me. Being kind and staying true to myself helped me make more friends than trying to cater to everyone. No one ever judged me for needing help. Academic and emotional support were readily given by those around me because the people at the school, the teachers, administrators, and my peers, care about me. It was through the support that I received that I was able to let go of my pursuit of perfection. Over the past 4 years, the Brunswick County Early College High School family has helped me in ways that they don't know. All the times that I felt that my world was ending, I had someone at this school to talk to. More than anything, you have all made me feel like I have people who believe in me. And I have seen this with every other student. The school is made up of educators that hold us to a high standard because they know we can achieve and they believe in us, and students that push each other to reach their highest potential. This is the culture of the early college, and I am immensely grateful to have been able to contribute over the past few years. However, it would be foolish of me to think that any of this would be possible without many of the guests here today. I want to acknowledge the family and friends that have been there to guide us all outside of the classroom. You are all part of the school community as you pour your time and energy into helping the students here. To my peers, I encourage all of you to build new communities like this one as you leave the nest. No matter where we all decide to continue our paths, we'll have to face new obstacles that won't be easy to conquer. And if there's one thing I have learned, it's that the saying, "No man is an island," rings true. Every challenge is easier to beat with friends at your side. Although it's not always easy, find people who uplift you and push you to be your best. More than anything, find people that let you be yourself and accept things that you perceive as imperfections. If you can't find a community like this, then create one. Be the person who is unapologetically themselves and shows kindness with no limits. With time, you will find your people. And remember, if you feel alone, there's always a community here that's willing to welcome you with open arms. The second to last thing I want to say is thank you. On behalf of the class of 2025, I want to thank the teachers and administrators, all of the family out there, whether they are blood relations or chosen, and our friends. You have all helped us grow into the people that we are and prepared us to go into the next phase of life. Although leaving this part of my journey is difficult, I feel lucky to have a community that makes saying goodbye so hard, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. Once again, thank you all. I will end off with a quote from the movie Dead Poets Society. In this movie, a group of students learn to make their lives extraordinary, not by being perfect, but by living life to the fullest and pursuing happiness through their passions and in new communities. So, class of 2025, carpe diem, seize the day, make your lives extraordinary. Thank you.
Good evening, graduates, families, friends, and staff. What an honor it is to stand here today, especially as someone who once hoped teachers wouldn't call on me during class discussions. I used to be the quietest person in the room, and when I finally did speak, people would often say, "Wait, you can talk?" Maybe some of you know that feeling too. When I transferred to Brunswick Early College High School as a shy sophomore, I wasn't the kind of student who jumped into the spotlight, observing more than participating. But here's the thing I've learned. You don't need to be loud to make an impact. You just need to care enough to speak up in your own way. My journey to discover my voice began with writing. Through journalism, I found a voice when I didn't yet have the courage to speak out loud. I had the chance to tell stories that mattered, including one about domestic violence awareness inspired by a tragedy that occurred in my own family. This piece was hard to write, but it showed me the power of storytelling and advocating for issues larger than yourself. Later, I transitioned out of journalism and into Beta Club, where I started all over again, back in quiet mode. I showed up, I volunteered, but I rarely said anything, unless Mrs. Brown forced me to. Even if I had my body draped behind the chair in front of me, hoping I could blend in with the furniture. If I could get away with communicating through Google Forms and facial expressions, I did. But something changed junior year. I ran for marketing director. I didn't suddenly become confident overnight. I still doubted my ideas, but I shared them anyway. One of those ideas was bingo night. I was reluctant at first, as I was anxious only 10 people would show up, with the average age in the room being 80. However, it became the most successful fundraiser in club history, with people of all ages in attendance. That was the moment I realized, even a hesitant voice can lead to something meaningful. My senior year, I took another leap, this time outside of school, interning at Novant Health. I expected to restock supplies and wheel patients around, but the real lessons were about humanity. Like sitting with a patient from Mexico who was alone and scared, or surprising a homeless patient with crossword puzzles and word searches, or noticing a man who couldn't easily communicate with his family because none of our charters were compatible with his phone. That story in particular stuck with me. As a result, I brought the problem to Beta Club. I pitched a donation drive to collect supplies for patients and families who needed them. This experience served a valuable lesson. When you see a discrepancy in your community, it is crucial to take action and advocate for positive change, rather than sitting back and hoping someone else will step up. Thinking back to the fact that some people genuinely believed I was physically unable to speak, although it was difficult to hear, I understand why they thought that. When you stay silent long enough, people begin to form their own distorted version of who you are, one that may have little to do with the truth. You might see yourself as observant, thoughtful, and full of ideas, but if those things stay inside, the world never gets the chance to see them. The only way to be seen for who you truly are is to let yourself be heard. But this speech isn't just about my journey, it's about ours. Each of us has found our voice in different ways. Maybe you found yours in a club, an art form, a friendship, being the only person to participate in a group presentation, begging your professor to round up your grade, or in a discussion in Mr. Elliott's class. Or maybe you're still figuring it out, and that's okay. Because the truth is, Brunswick Early College High School didn't just give us academics. It gave us opportunities to try, to fail, to grow, and to speak up, even if it took us a while to raise our hands. So to the class of 2025, your voice doesn't have to be loud to be powerful. What matters is why you speak, what you stand for, and what you do with your voice once you found it. You don't need to share your voice with everyone. What matters is finding your people or a cause you're passionate about and using your voice to ignite positive change. And wherever you go from here, whether it's college, the workforce, the military, or a path you haven't even imagined yet, remember this: speak not for attention, but for impact. not for noise, but for meaning. Congratulations, class of 2025, and thank you.
Hello, everyone. I have the pleasure of introducing our keynote speaker of today. Personally, I have never attended a class for her, as I transferred here during the spring of my sophomore year and had pretty much completed almost all of my high school classes. However, many of my classmates can attest to the power and impact she has on the school, both inside and outside the classroom, whether that be with her leadership in the traveling abroad or in the media club. She is an alumni of the early college and a graduate of the class of 2010. She came back in 2016 as a teacher and has been teaching here ever since. Her dedication and impact has caused her to receive the award of Teacher of the Year for the class of 2024 and 2025. Please welcome to the stage our keynote speaker, Ms. Leonard.
Hi, guys. Good evening, faculty, families, friends, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2025. Tonight is more than a ceremony. It is a turning point, a pause to honor every step, stumble, and triumph that's led you to this moment. It's a chance to say, look how far we've come. Many of you began high school in quiet uncertainty, new routines, new rules, new ways of connecting, and yet you adapted. You built something real. You didn't get the beginning you expected, but you made one anyway. Resilience became more than a word. It became a way forward. You showed up, you grew, you turned challenge into connection, isolation into voice. And as the world shifted around you, so did you. During your time here, you witnessed Brunswick County Early College grow. New teachers arrived, familiar ones moved on, leadership changed. But through it all, there was one constant, you. You remained the thread that held the spirit of this place together. Because this school is not just buildings and bell schedules, it's made of people. And each of your stories weaves into that spirit. Some of you arrived mid-journey, transferring in from the coast, from homeschool, from in-between places, hoping this might be a better fit. Others were trying to catch up, to restart, or to simply find your footing. Some of you are mistaken for your twin too many times, and some of you are just trying to stay awake in class. And yes, we noticed. You turned classrooms into launch pads. You crafted public service announcements to solve real-world problems. You explored college fairs with wide eyes and long questions, trying to figure out where you belong next. You read the most dangerous game, that's for you, Angel, and probably never trusted a hunting invitation again. Then came the Odyssey, and you wondered, honestly, when will I ever use this? But you did use it. Maybe not the Cyclops or the sirens, but the journey, the obstacles, the wandering, and the return. That part, that's real. And your journeys weren't just imagined. Some of you crossed oceans to South Korea, to Europe, and came back not just with souvenirs, but with something harder to carry, perspective. Others stood in front of classrooms when your voice trembled. You got published, you taught, you created, you said yes to things that terrified you. And some of you were literally the tallest person in the room. But even if you weren't, you learned to stand tall, rising to the moment, carrying yourself with purpose, speaking up even when your knees were shaking. And that kind of tall, that's something no tape measure can ever capture. Each of you carries a story. Some are written in quiet triumphs, other in deep losses. Most, if we're honest, contain both. So now, as you prepare for the next steps, whether that's college, the workforce, the military, a plane ticket, or just a deep breath and a blank page. Know this: your path is yours alone. There is no one right way, no single story to follow, no map that fits everyone. You do not owe the world sameness, because the truth is, you were never meant to be the same. So please, don't shrink. Don't shrink to fit expectations. Don't shrink to make others comfortable. Don't shrink because the world tells you there's only one way to be successful. Instead, measure your life by the questions that you dare to ask, by the kindness you offer when no one is watching, by the joy that you create and the truth that you speak, even when your voice shakes. Let your empathy be fierce. Let your ideas be loud. Let your dreams be unruly. This is not the end. This is the beginning of becoming. And becoming is not tidy. It's not predictable. It is messy. It is personal. It's full of wrong turns, sudden clarities, and quiet miracles you didn't see until much later. But if you show up with heart, with honesty, and with hope, you will find your way, and you will light the way for others too. So tonight, just stop for a moment. Breathe, look around, feel the weight of every heartbreak and every breakthrough that has brought you here. And know that whatever comes next, you did this together. So when you walk out of here tonight, remember to look back just long enough to see how far you've come, and then keep going. Congratulations, class of 2025. You made it, and you're just getting started.
Thank you, Ms. Leonard. Good afternoon. At this time, I would like to recognize students who have accomplished senior academic honors. Graduates wearing gold-trimmed stoles have earned the distinction of Summa Cum Laude for a final weighted grade point average of 4.25 or higher. Graduates wearing silver-trimmed stoles have earned the distinction of Magna Cum Laude for a final weighted grade point average of 4.0 to 4.249. Graduates wearing white trim stoles have earned the distinction of Cum Laude for a final weighted grade point average of 3.75 to 3.99. Please join me in celebrating the accomplishments of all these distinguished graduates. And now, family, friends, and honored guests, it is my pleasure to be tasked with reading the names of the graduating class of 2025. As a reminder, please refrain from cheering and applauding during the reading of the names. Junior marshals, please prepare the graduates. Kaylee Madison All will be attending North Carolina State University. Brian Fabricio Barona Amaro will be attending Brunswick Community College. Aurora Ty Bennett will be attending the University of North Carolina, Charlotte. Bethany Michelle Berry will be attending East Carolina University. Carly Nicole Best will be joining the workforce. Isabella Marie Booth will be joining the workforce. Nathaniel Ray Brown will be attending the University of North Carolina, Wilmington. Elijah Cole Burgess will be joining the workforce. Grace Elaine Carney will be joining the workforce. Francisco Carbajal will be joining the workforce. Catherine Castellanos Marquez will be joining the military. Nia Carmela Cicatello will be attending Appalachian State University. Rachel Danielle Danford will be attending Cape Fear Community College. Angel Stephen Darras Alvarado will be attending North Carolina State University. Alexia Claire Drayton will be attending Brunswick Community College. Stephanie Espinoza Cruz will be attending the University of North Carolina, Charlotte. Hayden Liam Fisher will be attending North Carolina State University. Julio Alberto Garcia Hernandez will be joining the workforce. Zachary Ryan Gallucci will be attending the University of North Carolina, Charlotte. Jessica Gomez Espinal will be attending Western Carolina University. Quadira Isis Gore will be attending Wake Technical Community College. Erin Elizabeth Greeno will be attending Brunswick Community College. Annika Grace Hayden will be attending the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. Aubrey Sky Herbert will be attending Appalachian State University. Jared Hernandez Olvera will be attending East Carolina University. Yanira Itzel Juarez Mina will be attending the University of North Carolina, Wilmington. Madison Grace Kennedy will be attending Brunswick Community College. Trenton Alexander Corin will be attending the University of North Carolina, Wilmington. Nicholas Michael Lake will be attending North Carolina State University. Genevieve Virginia Lucas will be attending the University of North Carolina, Pembroke. Riley Marie Marlowe will be attending the University of North Carolina, Charlotte. Lorena Martinez will be attending Cape Fear Community College. Cameron Chandler McDonald will be attending East Carolina University. Omar Madrano Mendez will be joining the workforce. Savannah Lynn Mullins will be attending Warren Wilson University. Alessandra Ortiz will be attending the University of North Carolina, Pembroke. Ashley Naomi Pineda Arita will be joining the workforce. Dejay Sharon Pitt will be attending North Carolina A&T State University. Carly Livia Quinn will be attending William Peace University. Amber Nicole Reese will be joining the workforce. Jacqueline Rivera will be attending Western Carolina University. Emmy Reese Russ will be attending the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. Mary Lillian Said will be attending the University of North Carolina, Wilmington. Summer Gwendolyn Scott will be attending the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. Megan Faith Shoemaker will be attending the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. Leanne Hope Simmons will be attending Alamance Community College. Brianna D. Smith will be attending Brunswick Community College. Trevor Ryan Smith will be attending North Carolina State University. William Cooper Sullivan will be joining the workforce. Thomas James Sutton will be attending Brunswick Community College. Kyler Russell Terry will be attending North Carolina State University. Josie Kidd Tharp will be attending the University of Tennessee, Knoxville. Hugo Torres Asensio will be attending the University of North Carolina, Charlotte. Katie June will be attending Duke University. Maisha Vasquez will be attending the University of North Carolina, Wilmington. Griffin Waters will be joining the workforce. Isabella Wood will be attending South Piedmont Community College.
Hello, everyone. We're going to share a special little story here called The Wonderful Things You Will Be by Emily Winfield Martin. When I look at you and you look at me, I wonder what wonderful things you will be. When you were a freshman beginning to tell me, hello, I knew you were someone I wanted to know.
For all of your nervousness, couldn't disguise a heart so enormous, Leanne Simmons, as you head to Alamance Community College. And wild and wise, this is the first time there's ever been you and Jamie Ray DeMausley and Rena Simino, and so I wonder what wonderful things you will do.
Will you stand up for good by saving the day, Catherine Castellanos Marquez, as you go into the military?
Or play a song in town only you know how to play at UNC Charlotte, like Stephanie Espinoza Cruz, Ryan Marlowe, Zachary Gallucci, Hugo Torres Asensio, and Aurora Bennett.
Or will you be playing a song with Rachel Danford and Lorena Martinez, who will be whistling a tune at Cape Fear Community College?
Will you tell a story that only you know Isabella Wood at Southern Piedmont Community College, or be tucked away in a valley at Western Carolina University, Jacqueline Rivera and Jessica Gomez, or on the mountaintop at Appalachian State University, like Aubrey Herber or Mia Cicatello?
Or be like those heading to the south, like Josie Tharp heading to the University of Tennessee, or like Bethany Berry, Cameron McDonald, and Jared Hernandez Olvera traveling northeast to East Carolina University.
Will you learn what it means to grow, staying close to home like Alessandra Ortiz and Genevieve Lucas at UNC Pembroke? Will you learn how to fly to find the best view in the mountains with Savannah Mullins at Warren Wilson College?
Or take care of things much smaller than you closer to home, like Carly Bess, Elijah Burgess, Julian Burgess, Grace Carney, Francisco Carbajal, Julio Garcia Hernandez, Omar Mendez, Amber Reese, William Sullivan, Ashley Panita Arita, Isabella Booth, and Griffin Waters, who are going into the workforce.
I know you'll be kind and clever and bold. Annika Hayden, Amy Russ, Summer Scott, and Megan Shoemaker at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, and Quadira Gore at Wake Technical Community College.
And the bigger your heart, the more it will hold for Katie Trung, who is still deciding between Duke University, UNC Chapel Hill, Cape Fear Community College, and UNC Wilmington.
I know you'll be hardworking in the state's capital like Kaylee All, Angel DeRoss, Hayden Fisher, Nicholas Lake, Trevor Smith, and Kyler Terry at NC State University.
I know you'll be busy in the big city like Brian Barahona, Aaron Greeno, Madison Kennedy, Alexia Drayton, Thomas Sutton, and Brianna Smith at Brunswick Community College.
When nights are black and when days are gray, you'll be bright, studying on the beach with Nathaniel Brown, Maisha Vasquez, Yanira Juarez Mina, Mary Saeed, Trenton Corin, all at UNC Wilmington.
Then you will discover all there is to see with Carly Quinn at William Peace University and become anybody that you'd like with DeJay Pitt at NC-A&T University.
And then I'll look at you and you'll look at me. And I'll love you, whoever you've grown up to be. The end.
And thank you all for the invite to your ceremony this evening. My name is Dale Cole. I'm Superintendent of Brunswick County Schools, and it is my honor to confer diplomas. But before I do so, I wanted to just specifically recognize three people. The Early College High School is a very special opportunity that is offered to some of our students across the county. They have to apply, they have to interview. There's a lot that goes into it. As with any special opportunity within a government entity, there's a lot of behind-the-scenes policy and budget work that many times is very thankless, but that has to take place in order to provide this opportunity. And so the folks that handle that are our partners and our board members. So I just want to ask three people to give just a quick wave, and when I finish the third one, if you would give them a hand just for the work that they do behind the scenes. First of all, Ms. Vicki Smith, one of our board members for Brunswick County Schools, Ms. Catherine Cook, one of our board members, and Dr. Smith, president of Brunswick Community College. To our school board members, staff, families, and most importantly, our graduates, thank you for being here to celebrate this special moment. It's one of the best times of the year. It is the best time of the year for me. Class of 2025, you've worked hard, you've stayed focused, and reached a major milestone in your lives. We are proud of you and all that you've accomplished, but today marks the beginning of a new chapter like we've been discussing. And we believe you are ready for what's next: college, careers, work, and just life. Honored graduates, as superintendent of Brunswick County Schools, I certify that these students have met all of the requirements for a high school diploma set forth by the Brunswick County School Board of Education and the state of North Carolina. And by the power vested in me, I hereby declare the class of 2025 to be graduates of Brunswick County Early College High School. Congratulations, class of 2025. I will now invite Mia Cicatello to the podium for the turning of your tassel.
Before we close this important chapter and step forward into the future, there's one final tradition we must honor: the turning of the tassel. The simple gesture holds great meaning. It symbolizes our official transition from students to graduates. Traditionally, the tassel starts on the right side of the cap and is moved to the left once the diploma has been conferred. It has. It's a shared moment of achievement, unity, and pride. So now, to mark this milestone together, I invite every member of the graduating class to please rise. Graduates, please place your hand on your tassel. On the count of 3, we will turn our tassels together, symbolizing that we are no longer high school students, but high school graduates. 1, 2, 3.
Congratulations, class of 2025. We did it. Graduates, you may be seated now.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. There we go. All right. So before we part ways tonight, I want to leave our graduates with some advice. And as I look out at the graduates, and actually the families too, I see a variety of individuals. We're all unique, yet there are things we do that show how we also have a lot in common. So, by a show of hands, and let's be honest here, how many of you have ever written an email or maybe a message? You younger people, I think you use, what do you use, Discord or Snapchat? But how many of you have ever written an email or a message, especially an important or emotional one, read it over, made a few changes, and then hit send, only to open it 5, maybe 10 minutes later to reread it again? And then close it. Maybe about a half hour later, maybe open it up one more time to reread it, just one more time. Anybody ever do something like that? Reread it? Yes, okay, I couldn't be the only one here. All right, thank you. Well, it's those things, little things like that, that we have in common. And this email habit that we have in common actually holds a couple of powerful life lessons. First, graduates, life is going to throw a lot at you, a lot of curveballs are going to get thrown at you. Emotions will rise. You'll experience sadness, frustration, confusion. You might even get angry. If there's one thing I can offer from experience, it's this. Do not send a message or respond to someone when you're emotional. Take a breath. Let the moment pass. It's a lesson many adults, myself included, often learn later than we should. But if you can learn it early, it will make such a huge difference in your life. Second, try not to worry. I think I reread important emails because I'm worried about how I might have sounded. To me, worrying seems sort of pointless. It doesn't really seem to help. Yet, I still find myself worrying about things. So catch yourself when you worry and remind yourself about the resilience you have. And I heard the word resilience earlier. Somebody else was speaking. Yes, your resilience. Let's talk about that for a second. The graduates sitting in front of me have weathered storms, literally and figuratively. Remember the storm with no name that created some chaos at the start of this year? The no-name storm? We came back stronger. Remember the hurricane a few years ago, I think it was Florence, I want to say, that closed schools for almost a month when many of you were just entering middle school or maybe you were in your last year of elementary school. And of course, the pandemic. Yet here you are, graduates of Brunswick Early College High School, standing tall, well, sitting right now, but standing tall and ready for life's next chapter. If that's not resilience, I don't know what is. So when life makes you doubt yourselves, when you feel like you can't do something, think back to those times. Think about all the things you've already made it through. You are all very resilient. So to the Brunswick Early College High School, class of 2025, congratulations. We are proud of you. Your future starts now. Give it up for the graduates. And now would everyone please rise and stay standing and in place as our graduates and staff leave the auditorium. Thank you, and have a great evening, everyone.